Why? You know what? People are done with pretty speeches, particularly pretty speeches from people in power that could do something about it right now if they wanted to.
All right, Scheer on investment banking, corporate bonuses. Now, the investment bank had no money has been put out. The guy was a failure, presumably, and was ousted from his position, but he received a bonus. How much?
Bell Canada has decided to partner with Ericsson to deliver its 5G network. The Liberals will undoubtedly ban HuaWei. But the Liberal inaction on HuaWei is just another example of this government's weak leadership. Instead of deciding for himself a year ago, the Prime Minister is forcing the business community to make the decision for him. Why couldn't the Prime Minister have shown some backbone and banned HuaWei a year ago?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, our approach every step of the way has been to listen to experts, to work with allies, to listen to the counsel of our security and intelligence community that has been looking into this issue. We know we need to make sure that Canadian businesses, Canadian infrastructure are protected at the same time as we remain competitive in the world. That has guided our approach on this from the beginning.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, the fact of the matter is, Mr. Speaker, is that it hasn't. The former Public Safety Minister, Ralph Goodale, promised in this House over a year ago that an answer on HuaWei would be coming, and here we are, June 2nd, 2020, and they still haven't made a decision. But on another topic, Mr. Speaker, the President of the Treasury Board wrote to Cabinet last week and said that transparency is important even in a time of crisis. Well, I guess the Minister of Infrastructure didn't get that letter. She's refusing to tell us how much of a bonus she gave to the departing head of the Infrastructure Bank. At a time when Canadians are struggling, it is disgusting that the Liberals are paying out bonuses to someone who accomplished nothing. Can the Prime Minister have a little respect for taxpayers and tell us exactly how much of a bonus the CEO of the Infrastructure Bank received?
Back to the Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the mandate of the Infrastructure Bank is to find innovative ways to finance some of Canada's biggest infrastructure projects by leveraging private capital. Remuneration range of the former CEO has been in the public domain for more than 2 years. The opposition is looking backwards. We're moving forward. The bank is moving into its next phase of development, now under the leadership of the new board chair, Michael Sabia, and will play an important role in the recovery when the time comes.
Back to Mr. Scheer.
Well, Mr. Speaker, only to a Liberal would an innovative approach to building infrastructure mean building absolutely nothing. The CEO of an infrastructure bank who accomplished 0 completed infrastructure projects should not be receiving a bonus. Now, I didn't ask a question about the remuneration. I didn't ask a question about the salary. This individual received a bonus. How much was that bonus?
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, as I said, the remuneration range of the former CEO has been in the public domain for more than 2 years. In regards to further payments, we do not comment on personal HR and financial information of individuals in government.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, again, I did not ask about the remuneration. I asked about the bonus. The Canadian Infrastructure Bank was a Liberal scheme designed to protect the investment of private investors and put all the risk onto taxpayers. And even with that model, do you know how many projects they completed? 0. And yet the individual in charge of that received a bonus from this Prime Minister. Apparently, to the Liberals, he was doing a good job. Now, they might try to claim that it's arm's length and they can't divulge this information, but we know that Minister Champagne personally intervened in the decision regarding the bonus of the Infrastructure Bank CEO. So, simple question, how much did that individual receive?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, 5 years ago when we first got elected, we had to turn around the underinvestment that Stephen Harper's Conservatives have made in infrastructure across the country. Even during the depths of the 2008 recession, the investments they made were for things like doorknobs and signs, and they went into debt and didn't show people have anything to show for it. We're going to continue to move forward on historic investments in infrastructure to build up this country, and we're using innovative means like the infrastructure.
He didn't give him the answer. He just smiled at him. And it's kind of appalling he didn't answer. Do you think about this should be public knowledge and they should answer that question? And about HuaWei, they kicked the can. They said it was going to be answered before the election if they were going to allow HuaWei in. Then they said, oh, just after the election. Well, it's almost a year after, and they're still just basically saying, we're not going to say an answer. Leave your comments below and have a good day.